Okay guys, I was going through my DMs on Instagram and it's just become apparent that I need to make this video, okay? I need to make this video. What's up peeps? What's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribe already, okay? No, I'm joking. Hi guys. Hi guys, it's been a while. And I've just felt compelled to make this video. I was going through my DMs on Instagram, and to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't get that far. The reason I'm telling you about my DMs is because it's inspired this video, which is 6 habits that I put in place to secure my training contract. And I would argue that these 6 habits I'm about to share are fundamental to pretty much everyone. Okay, that's an exaggeration. Most people would have these in place before they are successful with a training contract. I even made notes. I sat down and reflected. I thought, what did I have in place? Am I missing anything? Was there anything else? And I thought, no, I'm going to share this with you guys because some people just need to hear it. Okay? The first thing is something that I've spoken about before, and that is letting go of fear. Okay? If you honestly want to stand a chance, a good chance at securing a training contract, securing a VAC scheme, whatever it may be, securing work experience, right, at these top firms, you need to let go of fear, okay? So all of that thinking, whereby you're sitting there being like, oh, am I good enough for this? Oh my gosh, I don't think so. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if that happens? Before you've even tried, that thinking needs to go, because fear does not get you anywhere. Fear is not your friend. It doesn't help you. It's an enemy. Fear is an enemy, honestly. And like I said, there's exceptions to every rule. So if we're talking about like the fear of losing, then that's healthy fear. But I'm talking about unhealthy fear, and I think that we're all kind of like mature enough to know the sort of fear that I'm talking about. It's that fear that doesn't propel you, but that stops you in your tracks and allows you to procrastinate and allows you to settle and allows you to not achieve in life and makes you comfortable, right, with where you're at. If you know that you've got goals and fear is acting as a barrier, you need to get rid of it. Get rid of it. And there's only so many times that I can say this, and I truly do believe that it is an inside job, because when I started, I was pretty fearful, and that was one of the biggest mistakes. Yeah, that cost me a whole year of applications. I'm so sorry, but it really, really did. But the whole fearful thinking, you've got to let go of it. And if you can't let go of it, then there's a woman who wrote a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to feel the fear and do it anyway. We all get fearful. And if you cannot let go of that fear, you've got to use that fear and let it push you to do what you need to do. The second one is to put a routine in place. And when you've got this routine in place, you need to stick to that routine. Okay? Make it a realistic routine, something that's going to work for you, but you need to be self-disciplined. You need to be self-disciplined. If you are sitting there thinking that you can get away with doing one application here, one application there, not putting the research in, not putting the time in, my friend, you may as well just stop, because when you become a lawyer anyway, you're going to need to be self-disciplined. There's things that we don't want to do, but we have to do it. There's tight deadlines that we're up against. And in order to meet those deadlines, we have to just stick to a routine and a procedure. I've spoken about my checklist before. I've spoken about the spreadsheet that I used, which had dates on it and everything like that. Maybe I should share that spreadsheet actually. It's pretty basic, but maybe I'll share that. But these are all things I put in place to make sure that I had a routine and that I was being self-disciplined. You need to stay ready, because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, okay? You don't have to sit there and think, oh my gosh, this firm has had this application window open for so long, but now I've got 2 days to complete the application before the deadline. What is that? What is that? Don't play yourself. Do not play yourself. The third one is learn how to sell yourself. Again, this is something that I've spoken about before in a previous video, but if you're afraid to sell yourself or you don't know how to sell yourself, you need to learn how to do that, because at the end of the day, people hire off potential. And a lot of people that I've spoken to in terms of like mentees and stuff like that have been rejected in the past. They'll say to me, hey, can you review my application, because I don't know where I'm going wrong, because I got feedback from the firm on certain questions, such as the commercial awareness questions, and they said that was really strong and I just don't know what's going on. And then you look at it and you're like, when it says why you, I don't even know why you. Do you know why you? And if you do, why are you not writing that down on a piece of paper? Why are you not putting that in your applications? And I've told this story before about this being my exact problem as well. When I, towards the end, found myself like a mentor that would see me through on a specific like dedicated mentorship program. The way that I had to get into that scheme, I'll tell you about that another time as well, by the way. I'll tell you about that because that wasn't straightforward either. You know, when you think back and you're like, wow, you really hustled. You really, really hustled. But basically, I had this guy who was my mentor, and he would conduct like mock interviews with me. He would also review my applications, and I would go to see him at the firm that he was working at. I think it was like once a month or something like that. So I'd go at lunchtime. So I'd go from my firm where I was working as a paralegal, then like run over and go to his during lunchtime. I'd have lunch there. Oh, it was good. But boy, oh boy, did I get the shock of my life one day when he basically told me that the issue is that I wasn't selling myself properly. And I was like, what do you mean I'm not selling myself properly? And, you know, he essentially said to me that because I know you, I know everything that you do, and I would hire you based on that. But off this application, there's going to be stronger candidates than you because you haven't put these things down. And why hadn't I put these things down? It's because it was linked to fear, okay? Fear is not your friend, it's your enemy. The next thing is to drop your ego. So a lot of people who are struggling with fear also have a conflated ego. And when I say conflated ego, I don't mean it in the sense of, oh my gosh, I'm so sick, I know I can get that, because that's obviously contradictory to what I was talking about with fear, right? But it's to do with ego in the sense of rejection and taking it so personally. Hun, not everything is about you personally. If you get a rejection, get over it. A lot of us have had rejections. We still get rejections. It's how we deal with it. It's what motivates us. Stop thinking that everything is a personal attack. It's not. It's not. It's life. It's the name of the game. And that's why you'll often hear a lot of law firms and lawyers talking about resilience, which is my favorite word ever, by the way. I love the way it sounds, but resilience. And that's because we receive rejections all the time. Even when you're qualified. I'm not talking about in terms of jobs when you're qualified. It could be like a pitch or a proposal or something like that. We have to pick ourselves up, dust it off, and in the words of Aaliyah, try again, okay? So yeah, just get rid of ego. Get rid of all ego. Humble yourself. Know your worth though. Know your worth. And just know that if you're trying to get somewhere, we don't have space for ego in this game. We really, really don't. The next thing I'll say that I did is that I networked like mad. I had no one that I knew that was a lawyer that I could call on, ask questions, share my emotional baggage with, all of those sort of things. So I had to build that community myself, and I used Twitter to do that back in the day. I was on there like mad. I was networking. I was also on LinkedIn, day in, day out, networking. Yeah, organically though. It was all organic, but I was doing that too. So network like crazy, because that's how you find out about opportunities as well. That's how you build your confidence. That's how you get insider knowledge. And I think ultimately that's what's going to kind of put you in a better position. So, you know, I got a VAC scheme at a firm where they had already been watching my law careers videos. I didn't know they watched my law careers videos. And again, another kind of funny story, when I actually applied for that VAC scheme, I had to do a video interview. I did the video interview at work. I was nervous as heck. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. I filmed it on an iPad. Yeah, you had like 1 minute to answer the question that would come up on the screen. In one of the questions, did my iPad not fall on the floor? I literally had to pick up and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, let's just continue, sort of thing. You wouldn't think that I'd been making videos for a while at that point, because I looked like a noob, such a newbie. I looked like a noob, but it was so funny because when I finally did get invited for interview, I was surprised. And then when I did meet the people who had reviewed my application, I was like, did you see when I dropped the thing? They were like, yeah. But it was so funny. We loved how professional you were, and how natural you came across and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, network like mad. They had already been watching my videos as well, so that was pretty cool too. And then my last one is to do with asking questions. Now, that is something that I really got into the habit of doing. Once I'd built my network, I'd let go of fear, dropped my ego, and done all of the other things that I'd spoken about. I started to ask questions. I started to ask questions from people who were in the industry to find out about their experience. I started to ask questions about applications. I started to ask questions from grad recruitment. Like, I became that sort of person where if I didn't know and I had done a decent search to find the answer and I couldn't find the answer, I got into the habit of asking questions. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, did it surprise me, boy, oh boy, oh boy, did it surprise me when I found out that people wouldn't look at you like you're stupid, and they'd be like, oh yeah, the answer to this is this. Oh sure, I can share this with you. Oh, you're answering a question on commercial awareness. Have you read this article? In fact, no, let me send you this. Like, it was so relieving. So guys, those are the 6 habits that I got into that I wanted to share with you guys, and that I think is very, very, very common amongst people who find success with training contracts and vacation schemes and all of that good stuff. Hopefully, yeah, pretty simple, easy to grasp, and sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So now you guys know, try and put it into practice. See if it works, because I think it will. I think it will. As always, good luck on your journey, and I will speak to you in my next video. Bye.